Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Valerie, and this is the Hargett Life. In today's What's for Dinner video, I'm sharing 3 easy crockpot recipes. And this video is extra special because it's a collab with my friend Sammi over at Managin the May. She's such a sweet person, and she's always sharing easy and delicious recipes. She does What's for Dinner videos, grocery hauls, and more. I'll have Sammi's channel, as well as her What's for Dinner video, linked in my description box below. So as soon as you get done watching this video, go check her out, show her some love, and subscribe. You won't be disappointed. And if you're coming over from Sammi's channel, welcome. I love to cook, I love to bake, I love to be in the kitchen. I do What's for Dinner videos, grocery hauls, and more. So if any of that sounds like something you're interested in, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and become part of my YouTube family. Now we're starting off with an easy crockpot chicken enchilada soup. For this recipe, you're going to need 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I'm just using 3 because these are really big. You'll need garlic powder, cumin, half of a cup of chopped red bell pepper, and half of an onion chopped. I hate chopping onions, so I chopped a bunch at one time and froze them in little baggies. You'll need a can of corn, a can of cream of chicken soup. The recipe called for 2 cans of black beans, and I'm out, so I'm just using pinto beans. You'll need a can of enchilada sauce, a can of rotel, 2 cups of chicken broth, salt and pepper, and it called for half a cup of shredded cheddar cheese, but I actually have some Velveeta melting cheese that I need to use up, so I may use that instead of the shredded cheese. Okay, I've already added my chicken in the crock pot here. I'm just going to pour over 2 cups of chicken broth. Now a can of enchilada sauce. Now half a cup of onion diced, and a red bell pepper, and that was half a cup, and 2 cans of beans drained. And you can use Great Northern beans. You could also use cannellini beans, pinto beans, black beans. Now a can of corn drained. And the recipe did call for Mexican corn, and I didn't have that, so I'm just using whole kernel corn. And salt and pepper to taste, or you can add any other seasonings. Nature seasoning is a good one too. Okay, a teaspoon of cumin and half a teaspoon of garlic. I almost forgot the cream of chicken soup. Now I'm just going to cover this. I'm going to cook this on low for 5 to 7 hours, and when that chicken's done, we'll be back to shred it and add in the cheese. The chicken's done. I'm just going to put it in this bowl here. Okay, it's pretty much falling apart already, but I'm going to use my mixer here to shred it. So I've got the chicken shredded, and then I have 8 ounces of this Velveeta Great Value brand melt and dip cheese. I'm going to use this in place of the shredded cheese in the recipe. I'm going to add the shredded chicken back in. Make sure not to let that splash on you. And now I've got the 8 ounces of melting cheese. Just gonna add this in very carefully. I'm gonna stir this up and then I'm gonna put the lid back on and let it cook just until that cheese is melted. And then we'll be ready to eat. That one was delicious. That was definitely an easy dump and go recipe. Next up is crockpot beef stroganoff. I'm putting some steamed meat in the crock pot and we're gonna have beef stroganoff for tonight. For this recipe, you'll need some sliced mushrooms, some sour cream, a packet of onion soup mix, cream cheese, minced garlic, a can of cream of mushroom soup, some egg noodles, and I'll have 2.5 pounds of some stew meat in my crock pot here. My crock pot has a stovetop function, so if yours does not, you can just do this on your stovetop in a large saucepan. And I've got 2.5 pounds of stew meat in here, along with a couple tablespoons of butter, and I'm just cooking this on high heat just to sear the outside. Okay, I'm not sure how good of a sear I got on this, but the meat is not cooked through yet, but it's browned on the outside, so I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of my ingredients. And if you choose to skip the stovetop searing step, this is the time where you would add in your raw beef stew meat to the crock pot here. I'm turning the stovetop function off. I added in 1 packet of the onion soup mix. Now I'm going to add in a can of cream of mushroom soup, and I'm using this cream of mushroom with roasted garlic. Now I'm adding in a teaspoon of minced garlic. Now I'm adding in 8 ounces of sliced mushrooms. I'm just going to stir this. I'm going to cover this and cook it on low for about 6 hours. And about 30 minutes before it's done, we'll add in the sour cream and the cream cheese. We got about 30 more minutes left. Now it's time to add in the sour cream and the cream cheese. I'm adding in 4 ounces, which is a half a block of cream cheese, and about a cup of sour cream. I'm just going to stir this and let it continue cooking on low for about 30 minutes until that cheese is melted. And when that's about done, I'm going to cook up some egg noodles to serve this over, and that will be dinner for tonight. My family went crazy over that recipe, so I really hope you give it a try. My husband doesn't even like beef stroganoff, and he loved that one. This last recipe is a super easy one. It's crockpot ham and white beans. For dinner tonight, I'm making slow cooker ham and white beans. And for this recipe, you'll need a pound of ham diced. I'm going to use this bone-in ham steak. A pound of white beans. I'm using Great Northern. You'll need 6 cups of water, pepper, onion powder, and instead of salt, I'm going to add in about a teaspoon of this ham base. I'm going to add a pound of beans to my colander here, or strainer, or whatever it is. Okay, I'm going to pick out the bad ones and rinse these and then add them to my crock pot here. I'm going to cut this ham up and add it in too. I'm going to add in the ham, and it's a little under 1.5 pounds. I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of onion powder. The recipe says add salt and pepper to taste, so I'm going to add in some pepper. And instead of adding salt, I'm going to add in some of this ham base. I'm going to add in a teaspoon. Now I'm adding in 6 cups of water. And I'm just going to cover it and set it on low and let it cook for 8 hours, or you can cook it on high for 4 hours. This has been cooking for 8 hours on low. I wish you could smell this right now. It smells so good. I'm going to make some cornbread to go with it, and this is going to be dinner for tonight. That recipe couldn't have been any easier. And I sent some up to my dad, and he said it was delicious. Let me know in the comments below, what recipe are you excited to try? I think my favorite for this week was the beef stroganoff. It will definitely be on repeat here. Well y'all, that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And be sure to check out Sammi's channel, links below, and let her know I sent you. And one last thing. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.